Good day, everybody. It is Calxiyn and Hunter here. If you guys enjoyed this video, you guys should subscribe, become patrons over on Patreon to support the channel, and follow us over on social media. So today is my birthday, guys.
Go team.
Well, I'm not going to say this in every video, just because this one is going up today, so it sort of makes sense to say it, and explain why I'm dressed like this.
For some reason you'll be in a dress like...
I kind of like, what if I dress like this all the time? Like, that would be kind of fun.
You would dress like this
I know,
because
like, that's my profile picture now, is like a little princess, so what if I just dress like this every week? Let us know. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about before we get into this is so Hunter and I were thinking about whether or not we should do our analyses live, right? And so we won't necessarily be responding to every single thing in the chat. Like, we'll do it in the regular format that we do it in now, but it'll be live streamed so you guys can engage and like tell us stuff if we sort of miss anything. Because there's a lot in this episode that like people didn't notice. For example, Marigold's supposed, probably their sister or like somebody related to Marigold is one of the Happy Huntresses, right? Like, we don't know their exact relation, but right now we're saying, oh, like it's like his sister.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. But sort of stuff like that. So if you guys like think that's a good idea for us to do it live, similar to Arnold's live stream discussions, but we would just do it like live today. You know? You feel me?
Yeah, fair.
Okay, so the riot happened. So we didn't actually get to see the riot.
Yeah, we thought that the night out was going to be their night out during the riot, but no, it's the next night.
And that makes sense because that's a lot of bodies on screen. Like, they would have to have a lot of like people to make it look like an actual, like, the streets are flooded type riot. So I'm sort of glad that they skipped it because I think that that sort of makes sense and was probably for the best. You know what I mean?
The aftermath is also kind of interesting. The scorched streets, the people lined up.
On the
with handcuffed.
They're all cuffed.
To how I guess RWBY and the team have been cuffed.
And some of these people are familiar. Like, I'm pretty sure that, like, that's one of the moms from earlier, like the silver-haired moms. So it all sort of connects. Like, some of the thirsty moms are back in this episode.
It's like, you know, you make a thirsty mom, might as well reuse them.
Exactly. And so I think this one's also a thirsty mom. I think anybody with these coats were in the thirsty mom scene. It's possible.
And, of course, there's racist drunk guy again. Which we keep on seeing him, which makes me nervous. Like, we later see him cast a vote.
Yeah, you think he's gonna do something?
We later see him after the big thing happens near the end. I think this guy's gonna like snap or try to assassinate someone or die or something.
Maybe
crazy.
I don't know, but
I feel like I'm worried that he's gonna Lee Harvey Oswald like someone.
Do you want to explain that?
Lee Harvey Oswald,
the
guy who killed JFK.
Oh no.
And I'm concerned he will Lee Harvey Oswald either Jacques or
we're Canadian
Robin,
guys. Don't come for me. Anyway, I like this because Jacques has been like constantly graffitied, and they just pasted because remember when the leak happened? Okay, so again, to explain this, the RWBY Twitter account made a promoted advertisement, advertising Volume 7 that included pieces from what is probably next episode.
Yes.
Not this episode, but next episode, which is even worse in terms of spoilers. They spoiled something, not this episode, but the next episode. So, I remember saying, why are there so many posters of Robin just in this one place? Like, there were 5 there were 5 posters of Robin, and they were all in the same area. And I was just sort of like, what? Like, why are they just all like congened over here, right? And so now it makes sense that they're there to cover up Jacques, right? Like, it's the same situation that's happening over here. It was happening in, like, the leak is what I was trying to say.
Imagine being the guy that has to, like, put up Jacques sneeze signs. Like, imagine how much you'd have to hate yourself.
Anyway, and so, the voting thing, so there's a voting sign. And so, let's pay attention to the text, because as they're showing this, right, although the rioting in Mantle is finally under control, how does it feel to know the majority of those involved were your supporters?
That's a dick move, Mantle Daily. What the fuck?
Well,
why would you?
You know, it's a hardball question, right?
Yeah,
I wonder what's going on over here.
She's just testing the mic.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't condone rioting, especially when our city is being denied aid. But yeah, so I like that. How she said,
like, she's so political, she pivots it back to
back to the city, because here's the thing. Don't riot because our city is already in shambles because we haven't gotten any fucking aid, right? Like, that's sort of the point of what she's saying, and I think that's very strategic.
It's also like a thing a politician would do. So it's good. I think it's accurate writing.
Yeah.
I think she's a better, like this, we see the guy again.
Yeah, he's holding the city hostage. And that's what I was saying last time. Like, how is this even legal, sis? And people were like, well, technically Jacques said. And I'm like, I know what he said. Okay, I know what he said. But what he's doing. Like, how is that okay? That's what I was trying to get at. But people were just like, oh, technically what Jacques said is, you know. And I was just like, why can't you guys understand the nuance of just because he said it in a certain way and put a little bow on it doesn't mean
everyone's gonna buy it.
Not just that, but that doesn't mean that what he's doing is automatically right. Like, the action is still the same, no matter how he paints it, right? So I was like, how is this okay for someone to just be like, well, if I don't get elected, I'm closing my business. And I know he didn't say it like that, but that's basically what he was trying to tell people.
But also, like, legally, that's been happening. Like, that
I know, that shouldn't be allowed,
Like,
sis.
that happened in the 2016, like, presidential election.
I'm just like...
Like, people were like, we are going to close this shop down. And it was a big thing that Donald Trump and his, like, vice president had to try to keep it open by, like, cutting their tax. It was a big thing. So this stuff happens.
I know.
I feel like this season has been
Who
very
the fuck is
influenced.
Ivy Brown?
And
like,
why have... Like,
they weren't on the poll at all.
and
So I think that was
Pearl
funny.
Whistler, and like, yeah, by the end it was split like 100%. They didn't even get 1% of the
They didn't even...
vote.
Nobody even voted for
They
these
were-
two, honey.
yeah.
That's so sad. Poor
Wow.
Ivy Brown. That's so unfortunate.
Oof.
Anyways, and so we don't even know who he votes for, though, which is fine. I mean, you know, keep your vote to yourself.
Which is interesting in that, I don't know, can you kind of tell? I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I like it. She's like, coming to the polls today.
Go team.
Meanwhile, all right, so this is
Shadow.
interesting. So I guess they're just chasing each other,
Yeah.
like they're just practicing. Because I
You know.
like the shadow clone that's right here. So I really,
Shadow clone
I
jutsu.
really, can I just say this? I really fucking like this episode. I think this
Yes.
is one of the best episodes of RWBY, and I know I say that every week, but I mean it
this
this time.
season's been
I
really
mean it
good.
this time because this episode was so tight. Like it
Yes.
had a very consistent tone. Like it lulled us into a sense of security,
With
and then
being
fucking
so
destroyed us,
sweet
and
and
being so
ripped us to
partying,
shreds.
right? Like Casey's like, put on your dance and shoot, like, you know what I mean? I can't remember
Yes.
the tune of the song anymore. And so, you know, they've lulled us into this false sense of everything, you know, party, and we knew it wasn't going to go very well.
For a
but
second,
still,
I was so distracted by bees and Renora that I forgot that Tyrion existed.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, so they lulled us in, and then they ripped it apart. Like, it was just magnificent. Like, just the format and how they did this, and then they ripped it away. Like, it's such a good episode. I'll explain more, like, as we continue going into
But
it.
yeah, they're fighting. It's adorable. And then
Everyone's
I
just
love
trading. This was so smart, and I'm like, wow, like Weiss just fucking destroyed that thing.
Sister, and then
Right?
she knocks it back. But this is the best part. She's going to
She
fight
gets
against
cut
it by
on
a little
like,
guy.
the ankle on the
And
little
he's
one.
little.
I like, oh, look
And
at
I
Winter's
love
face.
him.
She's just like my fucking like
Like
tricky
my
bitch.
fucking
Like,
tricky bitch sister.
Yeah,
Use the
exactly.
little guy.
Look at her face. I just love it. There's just so much that it tells
Like
us
emotion.
about
And I like
one
how
woman.
cocky the guy, like the little...
Look at her. She's just like,
Geist
what can I do? You know what I mean? Like it was just.
The fact that she's like besting her sister in honest
Yeah.
combat is also really good.
I mean, that wasn't honest. That was
Training,
That
but
was
still,
dirty.
like,
That was
still,
dirty,
but, like,
Weiss.
she tricked
You
her.
know what
That's
I'm
pretty
saying?
dope.
The dodgeball.
I for a second
Manita?
I said Manita? Like it was who's shooting purple balls? Is that what like
Yeah, and so we get to see
Vine can
Nora
do?
has upgrades and
upgrades as well, so it's not just her thing. It also hits so hard it evaporates, which you can't see in the screenshot, but it turned to dust.
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay,
Look
yeah.
right there. Because
Which
she
I'm
lit
like-
it on lightning, basically,
Yeah,
and then
oh
it
shit.
disappeared. So you can see Jean's aura level on the
Dips,
scroll, but
and
then
then
he
increases.
re-heals himself or
Yes.
something. Like,
Which is an
whee!
interesting thing that said he's developing in his semblance.
Yeah. You know, extending his aura or something. Like, I
That
don't
is
know.
weird that he can charge himself, which is strange. That's kind of like when you have those portable chargers.
Yeah.
And you take the portable charger thing and you plug it into the portable charger.
Wait,
And that is
what?
it's charging
No!
itself. It seems really what I'm trying to say is it seems really recursive. It's like a snake eating its own tail.
You mean, like,
Yeah.
to put one
so
of the
so
USBs
basically
on?
you put the USB, so instead of going into your phone, you plug it into this part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it charges itself. It's like recursive.
That seems kind of fucked, man. Like,
Yeah,
how
I
is
know.
that-
That's why it's threw me off. Like it's kind of cool. So there's like part of his semblance is that he has a reserve of aura he can't normally get.
Yeah,
but
and then he
can
gets it, and then he
when
refills,
he's using
basically.
his aura. Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
It's like when Bear Grylls drank his own pee.
Anyway, but look at John. He, like, falls after, though.
But thumbs up. He's
Because,
good.
no, Nora, like,
Yeah, slaps
whacks him, and you
Can
see
we-
his aura go
Can we
down
just
again.
talk about how much how much better he looks now. Like
Who, Jean?
Jean, yeah.
Yeah, I know!
Like, he's not wearing fucking jeans and sneakers anymore. Like, he looks like he's actually, like, ready for fighting.
Yeah.
Like, he's grown, and he's funny now, and I like
feel like
him
everyone
a lot
this
more.
season, like, okay, if you guys don't know, I hated Jean. Okay, we've talked about this many a time.
I was neutral towards
fucking
Jean.
hated Jean. Like, I wanted Jean to die. Okay, that's how much I disliked Jean. And, like, with Crow, it was sort of just a lukewarm, situation where I was like, Crow's cool.
But, like,
you know what I
don't
mean?
love him.
But now, this season, everyone just got in the glow up.
I love
Here's
Dora.
the other thing.
I love Jean.
I'll get to
Wonderful.
it. So, like, I generally have a problem with connecting with male characters. I know if a guy said that, they would probably be called sexist or something. I don't know what it is. Okay, I'm a girl. So with girls, there's just a vibing situation. I just vibe better. So, like, with John and with Sun, I was just sort of like, ew. Especially because they're sort of those types of guys. You know what I mean?
I think it's
Sun
not,
is that type of guy.
I
right?
feel like it's not just, like, not liking
Whereas,
male
like,
characters.
Oscar-
You like male characters. I've seen your Lelouch, Britannia first tweets. You like male characters just when they're a certain way. Like,
yeah,
you
and
didn't
so something like a character like Oscar, I really like.
Yeah.
Or I'm trying to think of Roman. I loved Roman.
Everyone
Like,
liked
Roman was the love of my life, and he's fucking dead. Right? And so that's what I'm trying to
You
explain.
don't like weirdly broy, nerdy, hit-on girls characters.
Yeah, and so I really did not like Sun, and did not like Jean, and... Like, with Crow, he didn't really give off that many vibes, but at the same time, it's like, I could see Crow maybe being that way, especially, like, the waitress story, which I know was just, like, a story to, like, freak out the girls and, like, get them all, like, ew, gross, Uncle Crow, like, you know what I mean? And so, like... Yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to say, is that this season, I love everyone so much more. I also, like, Nora really annoys me sometimes, and you guys are like, how can you not like Nora? But, like, this recent season, I feel like Nora's character has gotten a lot better. Like, there was one episode where they just put, like, I don't know, they made too many weird jokes with her. It was a little excessive, but, like, this episode, Nora was perfect. And I really, really liked her. And so that's another thing that this episode really did, is that everyone's character just shined through really, really well. And I think it made everyone just better. Everyone was just better this episode. I don't even know how to explain it. So yeah, good job, guys. Good job. But yeah, I don't know.
I love... Also... We get to see... Okay, so we see
I think what's happening is
semblance.
Ren is trying to meditate, and he's in such a deep state that he's not supposed to react to RWBY.
Yes.
Like, I think that's why they're doing this together.
But also she can split in threes, which I didn't even notice
she only did
originally.
2 before.
Yes.
You know what this looks like? This looks like when you put the icing out of the icing tube, and it has all the little rings on it.
What her semblance really is icing. I guess this is kind of elaborating on
the bursting in a rose petals.
What Harriet was talking about,
it's
how
not
your
speed.
semblance is more than just speed.
Right, and in the RWBY book, it even said that her thing was the rose petal situation. And so it's like, this sort of confirms it, but it was already in the RWBY book. You know what I'm saying, Hunter? But yeah.
Yes.
Have you always been able to do that? And Ruby's just like, I never thought about it before this.
I'm not entirely sure.
And so you guys are evolving, and I still don't even have my semblance. Ripperoonie to you, Oscar.
Ripperoonie.
Like, I wish that we did get more scenes of Oscar and Ironwood talking one-on-one, because it is sort of implied that Ironwood was trading with Oscar, but Oscar still hasn't revealed the truth yet. Maybe that'll happen in the next couple episodes. I'm still holding on. We are going to get the truth board in a minute, because we got some stuff. The truth board?
Is that your way of telling me to get it now?
Sorry, the right board. No.
Okay.
We are going to get it in a minute, because I do have some stuff that I am right about. But yeah, Ren is just... Yeah.
Tell us how you really feel. But that was weird. Like, it took me a minute.
Yeah, I was like, is something wrong with Ren? Like, is he okay?
But no,
he was just using his semblance, right? And so, yeah.
Okay, so Bear and Otter Solidarity show up, and...
yeah, and so...
Or I should say Bear and Hunk?
I thought you meant Otter because he, like, looks like an otter
I'm
somehow.
making a Jake. Okay, I would say he's more a gay joke. I would say Bear and... Maybe Otter? Otter and Hunk Solidarity.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't even know what to say to you right now. But I like how, like, Yang is, like, better Rob, and the Jocks need... Like, why is she... Oscar's just like...
It's interesting that
all my fucking life I'm used as a fucking, like, armrest in a fucking table.
Just because I haven't...
short!
My growth spurt.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look at his expression right
I don't know. I support short male characters.
I know, but still, I just think it's funny. But yeah, I think,
I really like that all of them are not buying his shit. Like, they're
Yeah.
all very pro. I was concerned that this season would have a very, like, anti-revolutionary message.
Yeah.
But it isn't, and I enjoy that.
You know, and so...
Don't be a cop, Ruby.
I like how Nora, because we all think that Nora's from here and that the Winter Maiden is Nora's
Yeah.
grandmother, right?
But she seems to really care about Mantle.
Yeah,
and,
she
like,
does.
She
And
especially
I feel like
cares
she
about
doesn't even
Mantle.
know why. Like, you know what I
I
mean?
feel like she's just not expressing what her feelings are yet.
Yeah.
And then maybe when we get scenes of Team Ruby and Juniper fighting Robin and her gang, we might see, maybe she might briefly turn coat. Who knows?
Because we even back then, like, Nora was like, oh, like, it's not so nice if you're looking up from down here. You know what I mean? Like, she has all these lines that sort of allude to the fact that she's really, like, you know what I mean? And so I like how they're all like, you know, just fucking talk to her, Ironwood. Communication is key. And, like, clearly, I mean...
But also, like, I understand his issue because, like, military leaders need to be separate from political processes while they're still military leaders.
I
Like, you
guess.
can't have an acting general, like, actively support one you know, person over the other.
I guess.
Like, because that would be not good.
And so they basically got ordered a night off.
Yeah.
Look at how Blake,
look, it's like,
Yang is like, we're
we
going on
fucking-
a date. I love that.
That's adorable.
And so a very different Atlas tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah, sis, a really different Atlas considering everything that happened. Okay, so I love this. So Weiss is watching the news. Ruby, I don't know what she's
Ruby's
doing.
looking at the news over Weiss's.
Yang
brain.
is, I don't know, Yang
Chilling.
is just content with herself, and then Blake is getting ready. And so I love that fucking finally they're showing someone doing their fucking makeup, because Blake has these eyelashes where she wears eyeliner and stuff. Like, I've never seen an anime actually do this. It's like Blake wasn't born that way. She wears mascara and stuff.
Do cats even have eyelashes? They don't sweat. Why they wouldn't even need eyelashes?
Anyway, I'm terrified of putting the mascara brush near my eye.
It's hard.
So
Admittedly, it's pretty hard.
I'm glad that Blake seems perfectly okay right here. You know, just to do it instead of like being terrified like me. But like, look at how Yang looks over at her. Like, this is all so cute.
That's adorable.
Yeah. So Ruby's just like
Concerned looking over Weiss's shoulder.
And so I like how Weiss still knows her father, right? Like, why announce this a day before the election? Because he could with no repercussions, sis, because they rigged it anyway!
But then why do that when you're gonna rig it anyways? Is he just trying to cause unrest?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, but then
I
like
think that
why
was
does he
the
what
point.
does he gain from
It was
like he's
causing negativity, right? Like, Watts probably clued him in on the plan.
Okay.
So it caused negativity,
Is he just
right?
selling himself to Salem?
I guess so.
So long as he has power?
I mean, yeah.
Honestly,
probably. That seems to fit pretty well with
it's not the most evil thing a corporation has done.
I'm just saying, like,
You
that
know-
makes sense to me because it's sort of like Jacques just wants to stay alive. Like, Salem is making a new world, so who's to
Yeah.
say that Jacques can't be the king in the new world, you know?
Who knows? They, like, probably, you know,
Who knows what they fucking told
Watts
him, really?
and Cinder might not know that she wants to end the world.
Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I like how Yang is just like, it won't matter in a few hours, and I'm just like, oh, Yang.
She's
that's
really
a little too
uninterested
carefree.
in politics.
Yeah. But I like this.
Aw.
That Team Funky invited them out dancing.
It's the first time I've ever seen a mirror like this before.
Yeah.
You said this was hilarious lime.
I thought
The
this
best
was
part about
great.
dance clubs is that you can hear. Also, it's good because, like, presumably she used to like to go to dance clubs because of, like, the yellow
Junior
trailer
and stuff
Junior.
like that. So
this
it's
is
nice
like-
that it goes back.
She gets to go back to that. Also,
Yeah.
she's making her
Oh,
laugh.
yeah, like laughing
Aw.
like that. They're just so cute. Hello, they're just so cute. I miss them already. The episode's already over, and I miss them so much. But yeah, I really like it. Hopefully, no offense to Team Funky, but I hope we don't see the other two, considering what I said about them last week. So if we do see Blake and Yang coming out
What
of
if,
the dance
what if
club,
they do something and you love them?
I don't believe that. I don't know. I'll eat my words and I'll make another video. I apologize. Ruby's character design is
It's
fine.
gonna be like a Jake Paul-esque, like you show up like,
I made a
okay,
mistake.
guys, I made a mistake.
I misjudged.
I misjudged my actions.
I misjudged the situation.
I shouldn't have called him a Sanic Sephiroth punk-ass bitch.
I know.
I apologize.
Anyway.
I've monetized this
I apologize.
apology, this 45 minute apology video.
This will go to charity,
I am
and
not
by charity I
wearing
mean to
makeup.
Rooster Teeth.
Because I will be buying their merch.
Yes.
I'm very sorry for my actions.
If they do something with, because they could dress up for the club, but I doubt they would give Team Funky another outfit, right? I don't know.
I don't know.
But I like how, you know, Ren, Nora, Ruby, and John were together for like 6 months, and I'm glad that they're actually showing that like they're close enough to like, oh, like Ruby
Hanging
wants
out.
to go out with John and Nora, because Ren and Nora, because I wouldn't usually think that, but then I remember Volume 4 happened, and I'm like,
I feel like
they did spend a lot of time together, and they are probably like, yeah, Ruby does want to hang out with them. She doesn't just want to hang out with her team, you know, like they're not as separate as they were, because Ruby is the connection between all of them. Being
I feel
together.
like Nora, Ruby, and Ren would be a good time.
I mean, they
Like-
were for a couple minutes until they started, until Mom and Dad over here started fighting. And so I really like how Nora's sort of talking here. I don't know. I just really like this. I just really like this scene.
What a victory party!
Yeah, and so I like how Weiss knows. Like, a victory party seems a pretty, like, you know,
like it because it's almost like Weiss knows her dad is up to something.
Yeah,
like, it can't be,
that may be a little preemptive.
Everyone else
like,
underestimates her, but Weiss is aware of how manipulative and awful her father is.
Yeah, and so like Yang is like, yeah, Robin's gonna win anyway, right? And so.
I like that Weiss is prepared where other people aren't. I think it's good sort of, I don't know, character.
And so it's also
she's dancing. She's like, I don't know what dance that is. I feel like, what is she, like,
I think
square
she's just
dancing?
bad. Like, I think
Is
that's
she
the
river
point.
dancing?
She's like, look at Yang.
Is she doing the Running Man? I feel like it's hard to tell. Also, I feel like if Monty was around, they'd be breakdancing.
I mean...
And that is the only, it would be better Monty if was around argument I will ever make.
Remember Monty
that
did
their
this
dancing
thing
would be
where all of, like, he did the Juniper dance, but then he put the models of, like,
Yes.
Torchwick and Cinder and Emerald and Mercury.
Imagine if they redid that, that would be... This is still adorable, I love it.
I think, though, the canon is that Blake is terrible at dancing. I appreciate that. While Yang is skilled, because Yang likes to party and goes to the club, right?
And
I would be Blake. If I had to
up-
go dance somewhere, like, I don't...
Because you
I don't
didn't
know.
have time for dance. You spent your entire life in a terrorist organization slitting throats and bombing trains. Like, you didn't have any time to, like,
yeah, you know, and
go
so
to, like, a hoedown.
I just like that Blake is terrible. That's
Yes.
all. That's all I will say. I think it would be interesting to see Yang break dance, though, like you said.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want both of them to be good. Just one.
Do you ever get a shot, like a hit of embarrassment? I
Yeah.
just got one because I just remembered, like, some of my dancing pasts. Anyways. Get drunk, kids.
I love
It
this.
makes it better.
Okay.
Yeah, they
Oscar and I are hitting the movies.
I
And
like
so
that Oscar and Jean would like each other,
I
like
know,
they would
'cause
be
John
friends.
was the newbie, and then
Yeah.
Oscar was the newbie. Well, you know, after you throw someone against the wall and
Yeah, it's like, I feel like they
punch them
made
in
up.
the face. Like,
I really
know
like
John
that.
didn't do
I just love that they're all buds, and I like that Weiss has gone from hating Jean to being like, fuck it, I'll go with John and Oscar.
I know. I like that too.
That they're all just friends now. I love it. It's so nice.
And it's interesting because, like, this is not a combination I would think of, but
Yeah,
it makes
it's like,
sense.
think
right?
about it, like-
Weiss doesn't want to go with Ruby because she doesn't want to go to the rally. She doesn't want to infringe on Blake and Yang's date.
Yeah.
And so, really, what's the other option? You gotta go
But
with
it's
John.
also like, before she would have been like, I will sit in my room by myself, but now
I
she's
would
like,
rather
fine.
sit in my room and stare at the ceiling than go out
Before
with you,
than go with John.
You know
But
what
now
I mean?
it's like, fine, I'll go with John. And it's
Wait,
just,
did John ever ask her to the movies, or was it a concert?
yeah, it was they wanted to see a Bruce Willis.
Yeah, now they're finally going to the movies. Okay,
That's adorable.
Listen,
That's-
I don't ship Weiss and Jean,
But I like them as friends.
but
We like
this
girls.
episode just did something to me. I don't know
Really?
how to explain.
Cause like they're fun as friends.
I know.
and
I'm
stuff.
just saying, like, I love their platonic, strong friendship, but at the same
I
time,
wanna see-
they went to the movies, and he
wanna
wanted
see
to go with her to the movies.
highfalutin Weiss-me eat nachos with a boy in a trashy movie and enjoy herself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
want
want them
that.
to be together.
No.
I'm just saying that it's interesting where they started and where they ended up, and I really like the idea of them palling around together
Yes.
platonically.
I also imagine there was a dumb RWBY comment, which are amazing comics, some of like the best RWBY comics out there. They did one where it was Jean and the Thirsty Mons, and the Ghost of Pura was like, don't you fucking touch them. I get that with like, don't you fucking touch him, Weiss.
And so, like, I don't know, just look at Oscar. Oscar's like, they don't even, like,
Look at how surprised Jean is and how happy Oscar is.
Oscar's like, yeah.
Like, Jean just wanted to be nice, but he didn't think that Weiss would come.
Oh, look at him.
Oh, they're so happy.
Oh, look at him. He's like, Sean Weiss is coming with us to the movie.
This is such a happy opening.
So pure.
And it
So
gets
nice.
shot
That's what I'm saying.
in the foot afterwards.
But they fucking lulled us into this false sense of, oh, this is so cute. This is so cute. This is so nice. This is so cool. Like, and then
I can't tell who's the thirsty moms, because presumably they just reuse art.
yeah, I mean,
assets.
I think this woman has
Shows
the
up later,
same
yeah.
gray hair as one of the moms.
Or that's greenish, maybe? I don't know.
No, gray.
Oh, I guess.
She has gray
yeah,
hair.
no, okay, I'm just...
But yeah, I'm pretty sure they've
Oh, that's
reused
interesting.
some of the moms, right?
And that's okay.
Can you see that?
Morado something center.
Okay.
I don't know.
Morado City Center? Maybe?
What's Morado? I don't know.
Yeah, I
That's
can't
for
really
looking
make
up
that
later.
out. But
I like
anyway.
I like the homemade signs and then in the back of a pickup going around. I dig that.
Yeah, the victory party seems premature. Oh boy. And so, like, look at the map though.
Slowly, and I like how in the background it went from like 30-70 to 33 to
I
then,
know.
like 40,
and so, okay,
60.
I said something super dumb in the reaction, but I'm like, it's already at 100%. So doesn't that
No.
mean everyone voted?
You don't
But
know
no,
how
they,
democracy
they
works.
put one and then take away from the other.
Yes.
And so that's how it
Yes.
all equaled out. I didn't realize
Which
that.
also means that like the other two people did not get a single percent of
Yeah,
the vote.
that I think is fucking hilarious. But you understand what I'm saying? Is
Or
that at
just,
first
like,
I was
so
like, wait, it's already
marginally
at
low.
100, so how
Yes.
does it change? But it changes because I guess what they have with Robin is a prediction, and then what they have with John is like the actual count.
No, it's that as like polls close and then
Yeah.
the polling stations count their votes, and so as
Because how
the
did they get 70 without knowing that?
Because as the nights goes on, she got 70% of the votes that were in, but as more votes come in, that changes.
Yeah.
So you understand that?
Yeah, I know
Yes,
that.
okay.
I knew that part. I was just trying to say, what was I trying to say? I don't really remember.
I think you were confused for a
I
period.
think I was trying to say that, like, these votes have already come from somewhere, but they aren't the entire population.
Yes,
She has
sure.
70% of, say, the 1,000 people that already voted,
Yes.
but if 2,000 more people have their votes come in,
Yes.
that changes things. That's what I was trying to sort of get at, is, yes, it's 100%, but that 100% is adjusted when more people
Yes,
come in. That's what
yes,
I was
yes.
trying
and
to...
that's why it goes
to-
lower.
to get at,
but
yeah.
also, like, straight up, you see him just well,
yeah, 'cause
Robin would
Watts
have
hacked
won.
it,
Robin
right?
would have
Like-
won had.
And so they're all talking about the troop. Now, I'm glad that somebody brought this up, because this has been what the fandom has been saying forever.
Yeah.
Jin said she couldn't be beaten. She told Oz he couldn't destroy her. And then Nora says, maybe someone else could, which is why phrasing matters. And why instead of Ozpin asking, how can I defeat Salem, Ozpin should have asked, how can someone defeat Salem?
Maybe he
How
needed...
can anyone
Maybe
defeat
he
Salem?
needed a more honest soul.
Anyway, and so,
Volume 1 callback.
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying,
Yeah.
though? Like, phrasing.
Phrasing
And
is
I'm
very
glad
important.
Nora's the smart one here. Nora just looks so beautiful in this shot. Like, usually I don't
We
like
love
Nora's
Nora.
hair, but I like how it's doing this thing at the side. Like, this is her good side.
I just love
her
Nora,
so much.
and I love I love everyone.
And
Except
so-
for Tyrion. I don't like Tyrion, but we're gonna
You know
get to
what's
that.
funny? So, before they were walking together, like in earlier scenes, but now, like not earlier this
Ruby's-
episode, but earlier in general,
Yes.
but Ruby is the divide between
Yes.
them.
So in a sense, these are, you know, mom or dad and mom, and then
I
you're
like
born.
how you say Ren is mom, Nora's
you're-
mom.
Although to be
Like,
fair, Ren is mom, Nora's dad. Like, let's be real about that.
I mean, I like how, you know, we should be training right now. We've trained enough. Like,
We need to relax. Like,
we don't
I'm
have
not-
time to relax.
You shouldn't give him a cookie before dinner.
know, and
I'm
look
gonna give
at
my
how-
son a cookie before dinner.
Nora's like so like pissed, but I like how you can't see Ren's expression.
Yeah,
Because we've
he's
clearly
hiding
seen how
himself.
Nora feels the entire time, but Ren is hiding how
Ren
he
is
really feels.
maybe he feels like he needs to be emotionless to align better with his semblance potentially.
I think it's also
don't
sort
know.
of that.
He's
Remember how
afraid?
Ren says, like, he's saying, well, maybe one of them likes one of them, but the other one's just worried. I think it's like he's afraid if he gives in to feeling everything that he feels for Nora and something happens to her,
Yeah.
that he will be crushed.
Especially
so
with
he's
all of like
avoiding
the
it.
fucked up things he's heard.
Right, and so that's
recently.
why they need to prepare. We need to
Yeah.
prepare. We have to train.
Yeah.
We have to be strong. Right?
Yeah.
He's so focused on making sure that they're all sort of training and prepared.
Yeah, can we also
and-
talk about how like right now Ruby's the pinnacle of like, Mom, Dad, don't fight.
I know, and so we'll get to that later because there's a really funny scene. I think that there's a lot of bodies in here, which I
and
like.
They're all somewhat. I like the idea that everyone in Mantle kind of dress similarly.
I wonder, can we see
dig it.
Tyrion from here? I don't think so.
No, he was in the
He
front
was like
row,
in a coat.
and he was in a coat, so he sneaks in somehow. It's another thing where we see like, oh, it's no longer 60, 30s, 70. It's now. I also like the kick me. That's a great callback.
To what the kids were doing and stuff.
Or to Yang.
Yeah, so see, now
it increases. And I think at one point you see it like go
I'm trying to
up
like, because Tyrion was in some sort of like hood, but I think.
Hello, Grey Fro-Man.
Yeah, I know. How many like Grey Fro-Man are there in here?
Listen, the people
you
with
couldn't
afros,
have given Marrow a fucking fro, but you can give all of these random ass people.
Okay, listen, Marrow just isn't. You thought he was a black guy. He looked like a black guy. He wasn't a black guy.
I know.
That's just how it is.
I'm just saying. Anyway, so this was nice.
Listen, there are brown men who straighten their hair.
I know.
It happens.
I know. I'm just saying.
Also, can we talk about how beautiful Penny is? I love you so much.
Know,
You're not a murderer.
the
I love
dancing,
you.
like the song by Jeff and Casey is so nice. Look at this.
Oh,
okay.
Mom and Dad are very
and
upset.
Nora, oh my God,
I
this
love
was
it.
dry. Oh my God. And so like Penny's,
Just Marrow night tonight.
So what are the rest of the Aesops? Like, what are the rest of y'all fucking doing?
Probably helping with Jacques, or
I guess,
just
like,
around
I would
the
have at
city.
least, like,
Listen, they have Marrow
clearly,
who's good,
Penny wasn't the best.
and they have Penny who can fuck a motherfucker
well,
up.
you thought,
but then apparently not.
But,
so who knows?
okay, so Marrow has night vision, and so I'm sort of wondering, like, why didn't he see Tyrion?
Because he's useless.
Okay,
He's
okay.
a useless
we'll get to that
asshole.
later. Weiss is out with the boys.
Yeah.
Right? Blake and Yang are off doing their own thing again. And so Ren says, I love this. Okay, so at least they're back to being friends, right? Because they were, I don't want to say they were fighting, but they were angry at each other, right? And so Ren is like, oh, that's good. And then Nora's like, really?
Just friends? And
so,
it's like, yeah, they're also, I love how
you have
Ruby
to watch, like,
fucking
Ruby
hates
sort
themselves.
of, like, what else? Like, Ren's just like,
sinks
what
to
else?
the ground. Like, Ruby does not want to be there. Just everything about it, the sound effects.
Oh, it was just so perfect. The direction.
It's one of the best scenes.
Framing. Like, oh my God, this
how
episode.
cartoony it is. The comedic timing, I love it.
So much.
And I also love how it can be this, like, Nora being upset about Ren not realizing people are dating can be taken two ways. One, it could be like, metatextually about like some people don't think like Bumblebee is a thing, and then also the fact that Nora's like we're fucking dating, like what, like show them.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's like it's two things. Like in the context of the actual show, it's like, you know, Nora sees Blake and Yang as like what her and Ren could be, but aren't, you know, because I think even like Ren has a very Blake personality in a very different sort of way, and then Nora again, you know,
metaphor. It's like what we saw earlier with just like
the metaphor,
like with him and Vine, how they're the same thing basically.
Yeah, exactly. And
like,
so I
don't
feel
smell
like
anything.
The other thing is definitely like, yeah, this is a poke at the fandom and like what people in the fandom say. But I think like in the context of the show, the first thing to draw parallels to was supposed to be the, you know,
I like that, but I like that
it's
both. I like that it's both, and it's just so wonderful. And that she's saying like two people who have known each other a very long time. Who are both
so this
orphans.
is Ren, I guess, talking as
himself.
Maybe one of them he's saying maybe one of them, as in Nora, feels that way, but the other one might be worried. Right? And so I like that, because he's not saying he doesn't have feelings for Nora. He's saying that he's worried, and I feel like he's worried about losing her, because when you go all in like that, and sort of like, if Ren opens up to the fact that he's like in love with her and then loses her, that's a big oof, sis, you know, to say the least, right? As the children say. And so, you know, about what? It's just, there's a lot of things going on right now. Well, how can they figure it out if they don't talk about it? So they're just like going back and forth. And so I like how Penny's like, who are we talking about again? And then Ruby's like, I'm not really sure. Because it's like, you think they're talking about Blake and Yang, but they're
also talking about themselves. And they're also
themselves.
talking for the it's so, I love this interaction. It's it's like
so
top
much.
Nora. There's been so many great Renora interactions, but this is definitely
Please don't leave me.
I love how
that. She's like, this scene is perfect. everyone's
been that person in the party to either like, don't leave my side.
I
or
just
like,
want to
thank
make
God.
a meme like the Bumblebee shippers try to explain
Yeah.
the people that won't understand.
Bumblebee like, okay, so
the other people in the fandom.
Bumblebee shippers. I'm gonna say Black Sun shippers.
The rest
Please,
of the
God,
fandom.
help me. Please just
And then
decide.
that's
And that's
Kirby.
Miles and Terry. Please just give one of them.
I love
That's
that.
wonderful.
That's the meme.
That's the meme format.
There you go. We're
New
just
meme
gonna
format.
take another screenshot of that and make sure
and
we got
it's
it.
gonna go
I'll make
on
that
Photoshop later.
Exactly. Oh my god. This was such a good episode.
Team effort.
This was such a good episode, and then they broke us, Hunter. They broke us on
okay,
my birthday.
keep on
How
going.
could they do that?
Yeah, fucking happy birthday to you.
Yeah, I know, right?
So we have Happy Boy
So what I really like about this was
hanging out, and also she's so happy to, like, we're doing a friend thing, and she just gets a little too into it.
I don't even. Did I miss the?
Yeah, you missed because it's a really quick punch, and her hand swells up. I love how
she just stayed.
cartoony.
Look at her.
She's so happy. She's like,
No, but
like
look at her.
holding pain,
Ruby's just like-
holding pain. And look at how happy Penny is. At first, I didn't know how I felt about Penny's redesign. Now I love her. I would die for her. I want my daughter to be Penny. I ship them so bad.
So let's talk about May.
So May is voiced by Kaden Jensen, who used to be Achievement Hunter, and now
Okay.
is in the No, which is now the whatever they call the No, because they changed. It's
Oh,
now
they
like
did?
Gaming Day. They changed it. Yes.
Okay.
And also, we checked. Her last name's Marigold.
Yeah,
like
so her
Henry
name
Marigold.
is May Marigold.
Yes.
Like Henry Marigold.
Yes.
And I would put that up on the screen if I remember, possibly.
Yeah.
And so, so she is supposedly, like, probably Marigold's sister.
Yes.
And so I feel like there's a really interesting backstory there, because we sort of theorize, like, what if Robin was, like, an Elysian
Yeah.
sort of, like, noble, and she was somebody from a prominent family, sort of
Yeah.
like Weiss, and she was like, fuck you,
Or like the
Dad, and
Marigolds.
she went down in, and so that's
Marigold
basically
was
her
rich.
backstory,
So
supposedly.
she abandoned her rich family and went down. Another
and
interesting
went down
thing.
to Mantle to
Yeah.
join the Happy Huntresses. That's
That-
what we can assume,
I
right? That's
want-
not confirmed, but
want
really,
to see. I mean, it's like
what
it's
else
implied.
what else could it be?
I
You
mean,
know what
yeah,
I mean?
it's implied.
Like, she's Marigold's.
Probably
she's
sister.
Marigold's sister.
Yes.
And, you know, like, with how Marigold was acting, she was probably like, I hate this fucking family, and went down to
Here's
Mantle.
level. Which one? I want them to write a book about her.
I think that's so great. Like, I think that they were able to give her so much backstory by just making her related
Yes.
to someone, because we've already seen how the person
can
that she's
assume so
related
much.
to acts, and we can assume so much.
Another
what
really
a great, like,
another
idea.
really great thing is that oftentimes, at least with the case of the sailor that was non-binary, the argument was that, like, oh, the actor's gender is then attributed to the character.
Yeah.
So May's her name, right? May's voice actor is Kaden Jensen, who is trans
Yeah.
herself. And so the argument, so some people thought, wait, is that Henry changed her name?
No.
No, I don't think it's that. They look too different. But I
Yeah.
think that could be like Henry's trans sister that was like, fuck all y'all, and went to Mantle. I am so
Became a
for
Happy
that.
Huntress? Yeah.
Yes, I'm
I
so
kind of
for
like that idea.
I'm so
like,
for that.
we haven't really had any trans characters in RWBY, and so, like, you could assume that it would be pretty easy. I mean, they have the scientific advancement to do it. Because, like, what if, like, if she was from a prominent Atlas family,
Yeah.
right? They have money. They
Yeah.
could do it. I mean, we can do it in our world, too. I'm just saying.
But also,
RWBY would
like,
probably
but
be
that's
easier.
also why I think it's not Henry, is that we saw Henry, like, a year ago, and, like, it
Yeah.
takes, like, 2 years to get
Not
boobs.
necessarily that, but, like, I looked, like, I don't know, their skin
They're just
color is a
different.
little
They
different.
look too
like,
different.
Their
Their
hair is a
face,
little different,
height-
but they have the same eye color and they
Yeah.
have the same hair color.
Yeah.
So we don't think that it's Henry who has transitioned. We think it's, like, just
Trans
Henry's
sister.
sister. Yeah.
Or sister or trans sister. But yeah, I'm so into it. I also love that she's so, like, feisty and fierce and protective of, like,
Yeah.
of Robin. We just get so
I love
many.
her lines. Like, so feel free to take
a
a
hike.
hike.
She's sassy. I just
I like
love
when
all
Marrow's
of that.
defending Ironwood, right?
Okay, so who do you like more, the Happy Huntresses or the Aesops? Because, like, it's pretty neck and neck for me. I feel like this could be a video.
I think the thing about the Aesops is that Happy Huntresses have more funny lines right
Yes.
now. Like, I love this. What's going on here, Wags?
Wags,
Like, she calls him Wags. Like, that's so funny. And she
She's
has
so-
nicknames for everyone. You know what I mean?
I love them all.
And so, like, I just love that. And so
Uh,
I feel like, I mean, that the Aesops have good moments, but, like,
they're
look
just-
at them.
these
They're
guys
just
are-
so cool.
These
Like,
guys, it's like the Socs and the Greasers. It's like the jocks and the cool kids.
Yeah.
Like, these guys were, like, smoking and
oh,
behind the
look
portables.
at her hair. She
Yeah.
has a braid.
Yeah, there's no way that could be, and that, like, Henry could grow his hair out. Like, no,
that's crazy.
That's the sister.
Yeah, and so I love that. And so
Within
I like
the law,
how
like,
they
fuck you
bring
guys.
up the law like a couple times here, and I'm like, but what would she do that was against the law?
What I love hit with Robin Hill is that it's like law is, she's not like a legal. She's like, the law is not perfect. The law is not always ethical.
Yeah.
Like, you have to change the law, or you have to act outside the law if the law is not ethical. And she does that. And I love that so much in the character.
And so
she's not a legal realist.
Why does he bring it up legally? You're planning to do that legally.
Also, they look at each other like, we did some shit illegally in the past. Like, they're hinting at, like, a history with each other.
Yeah.
I dig that so much.
You know, what's interesting is that Clover's not here.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And Clover, we sort of had this theory, like, are they related? Do they have a past history? And so it sort of seems like how Marrow's talking to her is a lot more business. You've done everything legally, right? Like, he knows that she hasn't. You know, she's been in a little bit of trouble, but with Clover, it was a lot different. I don't know. It's just, the relationship between her and the Aesops is really interesting here. And so I really like that. But I also, like, poor Fiona.
Also, I just love her so much. She's so cute
here's the thing.
and smiling.
I want to talk about...
I would fucking die for Fiona.
I want to talk about a concept real quick.
Yes.
And I haven't named this. I'm going to call it the Nomura effect. Okay?
The roundums.
After... What?
The roundums. Just because
What does that mean?
She reminds me of Wooloo, and I call Wooloo roundums.
I'm saying this is the Nomura effect, named after Tetsuya Nomura,
yes,
okay? So, of Kingdom Hearts.
And
so, I'm going to, this is going to contain spoilers for a Kingdom Hearts mobile game. If for some reason you're uncomfortable with that.
I can't look at her. She's too cute. It hurts.
Okay,
it physically
so
hurts.
Nomura made a character and told the team, this character, her name is Sterlitzia, make her as cute as possible. So they made her like 13 designs and like they sort of finalized. They did a lot of work to make sure she was the pinnacle of cuteness, that she was as cute as she could possibly be. And you know what they did to her? Okay, they showed her in one chapter of the game, like one episode of the game, right? And like people got attached to her because she was just so cute, and she was also shy. So she had sort of an archetype that was already immediately attractive to the audience, because people would be like, "This girl is my child. She is so cute. Like she is perfect. She's my cinnamon butt." Right. So that's what I'm getting at. Exactly. You know what I mean? So they made her cute on purpose, and then in the next chapter, she was murdered. And one of the other characters did it.
Oh.
So I call that the Tetsuya Nomura effect, where the creators make a character, the strategy that is make a character as cute as possible, so the audience gets immediately attached to her and kill her.
I already
because
thought
she's not dead.
No,
yet.
but she
might be, but she's hurt.
And she hurt, and like I already didn't like Tyrion.
Right.
Just that he's a bad dude. I hate him so bad now because of what he did to Fiona. Because not only is Fiona cute, the first time I saw Fiona, I thought she was adorable. Now that she's like giggling and laughing, and she's so round and adorable, and she can we get to the scene where she tears up? The scene where she's like, oh, that's backwards. And then she's just, she taps on it.
She says, haha, that worked.
She's just so cute. And then she...
Look at her! She looks so cute! And she does...
I love how she's so cute, Ruby and Penny can see it from a distance. Like, her cute is visible from outer space.
So that's what I'm saying. That is the Nomura strategy of making a character so cute that the audience gets attached. Now, I can't think of another character that this has happened with.
She was so cute. I want to press her head in a juicer and extract the cute juice from her flesh.
I can't think of another character they've done this exact thing to, where they've made her so cute and then killed her off at the moment. But I think that the same sort of effect works with Neo. Everybody loved Neo sort of immediately because of her design. And so it's sort of the same concept here.
I feel like it's less cute and more cool with Neo.
Yeah, I know. I can't think of like a RWBY character that suddenly sort of fucking died like right away at the moment. There's probably been one that has been similar to this. But yeah, that is the Tetsuya Nomura strategy of making characters cute and then sending them to their doom. So that was fun. And I like how they're like, scram RWBY, and I'm like, maybe RWBY should stay here and
But
help.
she should stay there because you're
I
not
need
doing
to
your job.
really look at Marrow in these scenes because
Yeah.
I'm like, so we had a theory that one of the Aesops would be a traitor.
Yeah.
Right? And that one of the Aesops was like, we had this whole like thing set up that like Weiss used to work like as a professor at the school, and then like he, you know what I mean? Did the stuff with the Aesops and like was their sort of like teacher, like how Professor Port took care of Team Coffee, and like when he was, you know, dead or something, they were like, oh yeah, Watts is dead. He did some bad things and he got himself killed, and then somebody was like, no, I'm gonna prove his innocence, right? And so we sort of thought Clover seems a little sketchy because he was like, yeah, your niece is something special there, huh? You know?
Yeah. Now
So we thought that line was sketchy, but now I'm like, Marrow has night vision. Tyrion has night vision. I don't know how many Faunus are in there and just none of them like were able to see. Like Tyrion, like, you know what I mean? I don't know how many humans, like, I don't know if they're all human and so none of them were able to see Tyrion, but Marrow should have. So I want to really track where Marrow is in the following sort of, in the following scenes, right? Because that could be a hint that like Marrow.
Also in the background, it's like it's lessening the gap, and I'm freaking out even more now.
And so look at this, like, oh my god, they're still fighting.
Can we not do this right now? We should have just gone to the movies. And she's like, she gets so excited.
And that's the other thing. If RWBY didn't go to the movies, she wouldn't have known that Penny was innocent.
Yeah.
Because nobody else saw Tyrion except for her.
So then, I feel like that's what's going to be next
But that's
episode.
the thing, like, maybe Fiona could have seen Tyrion, like, because Fiona got hit.
Well, she knows, and
Fiona's okay, so Fiona could be like, Robin, it wasn't Penny, it was a scorpion. And then she dies.
Well,
you know
also,
what I mean?
also,
or not even say that, like, Robin, it wasn't Penny. Who was it, Robin? It was.
Also, just that she's so excited and bouncy, and she's like using her hands, and she like wipes away a tear because she's just so invested. And
I love her little speech too. And then she starts overwhelmed, and then she starts to cry, and I'm just
I would die for her. And like Robin's like, oh.
I wonder what do they say to each other? What do they say to each other?
Like, they like
when they're talking like this,
each
what
other.
do they say? If this is this a ship? Okay, because Robin seems sort of old, but Fiona, like, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Fiona's head seems sort of big, but I'm just like, if this is a height different ship, I would really like that.
It has everything I want. Badass, adorable, height differences.
I know, that would be kind of
It's so adorable.
Look at how Nora is looking at Red
Yeah,
right
she's
now.
just like, why couldn't we be adorable like that? I'm small and cute. You're tall and a badass.
So yeah. I like how she already thinks that she won.
Okay, alright, I need to calm down a little.
I like her speech. Like, together, we're unstoppable. So win
It's
or
like-
lose. So she's not like, thank you for
It's like,
voting
I
for
will,
me.
like, no matter what happens, I will still be here and I will still
So
be fighting.
crowd surface again. Yeah, so
We don't
Tyrion's
see
not
Dude
included,
in a-
which is sort of
yeah.
unfortunate because I feel like that would have been pretty good lead up if he was
Yeah.
like a Where's
Imagine
Waldo.
if we spotted a dude.
Yeah, maybe
and,
somebody maybe somebody else has found him. I don't think he's actually in here.
I feel like he does just kind of, I don't know, he's stealthy. Maybe he's in the rafters and who knows.
the raptors in the ceiling. Anyway,
Yeah, that's a really inside joke between the two of us.
Anyway, and so Robin's just like, bye! Like, she just sort
Final
of walks off the
newscast.
stage and looks at the...
Most people give a longer speech than that. Look at how happy they all are. I love them
I know,
all.
they're like, it's in the bag!
I
and
wish
she's
I had-
smiling,
oh,
it's
God.
so cute. And we knew something was gonna go wrong, but could we have
She's
predicted
nervous.
this?
She's already nervous.
So here's where everything sort of falls apart. Okay, I need you to grab that, please. Because we have to... Hunter just dropped all of the markers. Hunter just dropped another marker.
I only dropped half.
Okay, so if you guys can see...
We
all
can
right.
name them out for you. Petro coughing death lol. I don't know what that means.
Coughing
Petro.
death, which means that he has sacrificed parts of his body to make
Okay,
Penny, and that
yeah.
is why he's sick.
Also,
Watts
what-
is Jacques' brother. Oscar will betray RWBY, rigging to make Robin win, then kill her. So I guess that one
didn't
is sort of
happen.
officially wrong, but they're still gonna kill her. So we'll cross out the win.
Okay.
And then we'll cross out. Well, I guess rigging was still relevant, but
I feel like
then
we need.
kill her is
I
still
feel like
relevant.
we need to take like an L thing here, and every time
We're
we
just-
get an L, we
We're
write.
gonna take an L. Yeah, I mean.
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't rig it so Robin would win and then murder her like I thought they were going to, so I guess that's technically wrong. Watts making Penny go Euphemia, bracket hacking.
They
so
didn't
here's
hack
the thing.
her.
They didn't hack her, but she did look to the public that she went Euphemia.
You get a half a point for that.
I want a full point for that. And
no,
here's
you
why.
get a half
I will
point.
explain, okay? Because in Code Geass, and so spoilers for Code Geass, Euphemia didn't do it either.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She was basically framed.
That's
so
what we said.
It was
more like Euphemia, but that's not what you meant by Euphemia.
Yeah.
So you are changing the goalposts here.
No.
Yes, you are.
We're gonna put Euphemia because I explained the concept in a video. If somebody wants to contest that, go find the video where I said it. But I think Hunter doesn't remember the whole thing.
I don't know if
we can erase it now because we got that one right. We have to put something else there now. We have to make another prediction. Watts is listening to Ironwood. That hasn't been confirmed yet. Winter and Robin were teammates. Winter Maiden is Nora's grandmother. Pietro worked with Watts. Watts hacks comm tower. One Aesop will betray Professor Watts. Raven showing up, question mark. I thought I had Ren and Nora kissing on here, but I guess I didn't. I guess I didn't put it on the board because maybe it was just so obvious it was gonna happen.
But when it did happen,
it wasn't obvious. You know what I mean? When it happened, did it fucking happen? Yes. And so
I really like this line that it says so much with Ren being like,
Why
I've
won't
never
you
been
talk
good with
to me?
talking. That like he's trying to express to Nora that like, yes, I do feel this way about you. It's just I have difficulty communicating this.
Before you start talking about that, there is some stuff that like we have said that isn't on the board, and so we won't do that right now. But I'm just saying, like, if in the future we do something that is not on the list, like we've made other videos.
Well, we also say stuff.
I just couldn't fit everything on there. And so like for example, we sort of predicted like what's gonna happen with like the Blake and Yang stuff, like that's not on the board. Like with Robin, Blake and Yang fighting Robin, and like that it's actually like a misunderstanding and that they're not actually. Have we
putting in there that Cinder and Neo don't show up this volume?
We should probably put that on there, but not right now. But you guys understand what I'm saying.
But going back to this, I love this scene. I love how they're trying, like Ren is trying to communicate with few words, but is just so fucking bad at it.
And so then.
And I love how Nora's just like, shut up and kiss me. Like, she's like, nope, screw talking. And they just, I genuinely didn't think this was gonna happen.
He's like, what? Like, he doesn't even.
I also love how everything blurs away, and this is so romantic.
This has been the best kiss ever in the history of anything.
Wow, and they're getting into it too. They're like throwing hands. Ren's grabbing the booty. It's a whole thing.
No, okay, Ren has a very respectable arm around her waist.
If anything, I thought Nora would be grabbing the booty, but that's just where we're at, I suppose.
And so everything. Yeah, so see, Marrow is right there.
That's the other thing I find
interesting. So we're gonna watch him
about,
and see what's happening.
That's an interesting I find interesting about Marrow is that we're probably gonna talk about it in our theory video.
But it's like it wasn't us. He's so sorry.
Is that like he has a very like fuck you got mine attitude. Like he doesn't care about faunist issues because he's a faunist and he turned out okay. I think he's very in it for himself.
Mantle security penny.
And so if he's in it for himself, I think he would then align himself with Watts and Josh,
and this is just
two people
who
are also very into them in it for themselves.
Hack the elections, ESC. That's basically what it is, isn't it?
Kinda.
So then he has all these scrolls, right? And so
new and old scrolls.
So I love this because he's like conducting an orchestra.
I also like that his weapons are like magical brass knuckles.
I love that. I mean, it's not even a weapon though.
Oh, and then here he is. So he looks like he's walking, so almost like he was in the back.
Yeah, before. I guess so. And so, yeah.
Oh, I love. Oh.
Wait. Okay. So who's back there? That's a Robin poster.
That's a Robin poster.
Okay. So here's where everything
Mara would
starts
be on the
to
other
go.
side.
Oh, it's how Ruby sees Tyrion's tail.
And she immediately is like, "Wait a minute."
And she's like,
"But she hasn't seen that tail." But she's
but she knows.
She's like, "Oh, Scorpion."
And so they look at each other. They've made eye contact.
Scorpion, he just straight does not give a fuck. And also
and
they're like, I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. We were a little. And what if in the next episodes Ren is like, this is our fault. If we were in Mackin at the back of the room, we could have stopped him. Like, what if Ren now, like, it confirms what he already thought?
Man.
about not doing anything. Does that make sense?
I just want Nora to have like.
Because look, they did something. They were distracted, and Ren heard Ruby say "watch out," and they couldn't come fast enough to help them because they were too busy kissing. So I feel like that may be like a plot point where they fight next episode.
Oh, that could be.
Even
that
though
could
they
be a
kiss.
good prediction.
So it is really dark in here for clear and obvious.
But it's also like
reasons.
it's dark, so it's like they would have had difficulty anyways.
Do.
He also gets very like. Ha-da-da-da, like he's playing a musical instrument. I really like it.
So here's what I'm saying. Okay, so Ruby gets fucking whacked.
He's just going around killing people indiscriminately.
Yeah.
At first, it took me a while to realize, oh, they're gonna blame Penny. At first, I think we were all screaming. At first, we were screaming about the Renora kiss, and then we're screaming about this.
So this is her night vision.
Yes, she has
so
night
this
vision.
is what I mean by euphemia.
Yeah.
Okay, like, because technically, so technically in code, yeah, she did it, but she was under mind control,
Yes.
right? And so, like, that's sort of what I, like, initially thought about for Penny, but then the other thing is that the whole thing was, like, Euphemia was framed, and, like, people are trying to prove her innocence, especially more so in the second season. So, like, that's also sort of the Euphemia connection, is that Penny didn't actually do this, right? But yeah, so...
Also, the fact that he's just butchering people, this is like I feel like whenever Tyrion's on board, Ruby gets dark. And this has got... Also, it's like, put down your weapon and surrender!
His lips, like...
First off, his tail is a weapon, he can't put it down, and secondly, fucking kill him!
So this is what I mean by conducting the orchestra.
He
So I
just
feel
looks
like
like
Tyrion is somehow, like, they basically
Oh, it's
cut
from
him
the
out.
opening! It's the opening!
What do you mean?
This, like, that, like, lined thing, it's from the opening.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, it was a hint in the opening, god damn
How
it!
are we supposed to know? Anyway, but you see, like, he basically is taking
He's
Tyrion
basically
out.
deep
of the
faking
scene.
it.
Yeah, it is a deep fake. And then he's like, I gotta rig the election, I forgot. And then he made more sections blue. Right? And so here's what I'm saying. So she says, Huntress is to me. So look, Fiona is looking this way. Okay, I guess she did
she's looking that way.
No, but then she turns, I guess, because... Okay, so what the
Also,
fuck is
that
Tyrion
his
doing? Hi, so post-editing, I think that we just, like, big-brained something, and by we, I mean, the people on my Discord server. So, the thing about Tyrion, I think, is that is his semblance. His semblance is to cut through or not destroy, but, like, stop other people's semblances through contact, which is very My Hero Academia of you, Ruby.
But it's interesting that maybe he didn't get to do that when he was fighting Crow because of Crow's semblance.
Crow's semblance is bad luck. It's just
I guess
not
it
work.
would make sense why you wouldn't see it.
Right, so that's the first thing. But the second thing is, right, Jean's semblance is to enhance aura, while Tyrion's semblance is to take it away. And that could be the reason why he's, like, really like Jean or something, like, just being weird around Jean. So that could be the reason. But yeah, the Ruby Compendium book had poison listed as his faunus trait, but did not attribute a semblance to him. And so this could be the semblance. I also just like the idea that this is something that he can do through aura. That
it also makes sense
aura,
that,
he somehow channeled the poison to like break her aura and like slash her, because I think that was sort of the point. So yeah, he basically like broke through her aura, and that is his semblance.
It also makes sense because like before I realized that, I thought like, wow, like I mean Fiona's soft, but she's cute and adorable, but she also like is a hunter. She'd be able to kick a motherfucker's ass.
Yeah.
But the reason why she got like her aura broke so fast, not because she had a weak aura, but because she was just fighting someone who can break auras like that.
Yeah, and so that's sort of interesting when it comes to the parallels with John. And so yeah, I'm losing my voice, by the way. I don't know where we'll put this inside of the video.
Screaming.
Yeah. So okay.
Semblance?
That's I think his poison.
Semblance.
But his eyes turn colors.
Yeah, but his poison is his...
But I think what he did was that he put his... Like, it could have been possible that he, like, put his poison in his... Like, you know what I mean? He channeled his poison
up his
upward
hand,
and then hit
and
her to make her aura fall apart.
I don't know.
I'm not
I still
sure.
think it's, like, semblance-ish.
You know what I mean? Because, like...
It makes sense that she
know.
might not be able to totally get a great look at him.
No, but she was looking right at him, right? So hopefully, you know...
But then again, it's hard to remember things that happen in traumatic moments.
She's not gonna be like, oh yeah, that man was totally petty. You know, that man that attacked me, that has the scorpion tail and looks like this was definitely petty.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But yeah, maybe this could be his semblance, but I just remember he did this when he did the poison. So I'm like, did he somehow, like, was it somehow that he was able to channel the poison, or... like, he could have also did what Ren did. Remember when Ren does that thing that blows up the Grim? So it could be that he's channeling his aura into his arm because he's using his aura to basically break hers so he can slice her. Like, that's sort of the point. So I think if anything, it may not necessarily be semblance, but the channeling of his aura.
Which also the fact that they then, as you said, like, they Namora strategied it, that they took someone so adorable and wonderful and beautiful and they hurt her, and I screamed. I'm pretty sure I screamed. But the fact that she then flies over that direction.
Yeah, and so Penny, like, helps Robin down.
She gets up and she sees Penny. So it almost makes sense that Robin would be confused.
But Fiona definitely saw him, I think.
Fiona's also unconscious right now.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying, I hope later... Okay, here's the fucking thing. What were you looking at this entire time? What were you doing, Marrow? Because, yeah, you're right. Tyrion jumped up and he went into the raptor.
Some people thought online that Penny was already hacked because when she's scanning around, he disappears. He doesn't disappear, he just jumped up and it's out of screen.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we could go back and check, but I think that the sort of idea from before was that she, if we look at Penny again, hey, if Penny's hacked, I still get the points. So yeah, but yeah, she sees Tyrion.
And then he disappears after two people pass him. I think he just jumps up because
I think
next
he
time
just jumped away.
Yeah, so I don't think she's hacked. It's some people were saying online.
Wait, but listen, this is the Ace Marrow requesting immediate assistance. How can Watts hear that?
Oh, unless he's hacked. But unless he's hacked into
I'm sure he's hacked the drones or something so they can overhear. Because how is he filming Tyrion? He's filming Tyrion with the drones, right?
Maybe.
Because remember, they're the drones that are circling above him. So I would guess that's how they're doing it.
I like how he's hacking election and making a deep fake, like...
At the same time.
At the same time.
I'm sure that maybe... I don't know what the semblance would be other than to destroy other people's semblances, but I think this could be achieved possibly with aura.
I'm guessing maybe poison semblance is an option, but I think that's a good
point
as well.
He already has poison.
But
that's his faunus
his faunus thing.
Remember the RWBY book said that?
Yeah, I know,
so I think aura is probably a good
thing,
idea.
Aura,
but yeah, I feel like she's looking to the side there, and I feel like this is from her perspective. She turns around and sees Tyrion, so hopefully she doesn't die and is able to do what we said earlier of like, Robin.
I don't know if I like that necessarily.
I kind of like that.
I don't know. I think it's a little played out. It's a little bit of a cliche.
I don't care. I still like it.
But it makes sense that Robin would assume because she turns around and she just sees.
Yeah, and so that's why I'm saying.
Also, like her weapons
it would just
aren't
be
bloody.
stupid if Fiona couldn't correct them.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially like if Fiona's okay and she's like, yeah, I'm fine. It was definitely Penny that cut me. Like, no, she definitely saw Tyrion. It would just be convoluted if it's like, I didn't see who attacked me, even though I looked directly at them, and I'm a faunus, so I have night vision.
But the thing is RWBY knows. Presumably,
yeah, but nobody's gonna believe RWBY. If Fiona
Nora
says it, at least Robin can. You know what I
mean? Marrow believes them, and Penny believes.
But you understand what I'm saying?
So far,
I'm saying that
those 6 people are.
Fiona could convince Robin. Penny can't.
Yes.
And RWBY can't. To an extent. That's what I'm trying to say.
But so far, those 5 people are the only people that know, really.
And then they turn on
and
the lights.
not including, and then they think she... Also, wouldn't you think that, like, her swords would have blood in them after...
Yeah, see, that's the other thing. There's no blood on her swords, and she fucking murdered, like...
But then again, when you're shocked and terrified, you wouldn't notice minute details like that.
I know, I'm just saying, like, in the playback, you know. I'm sure, like, here's the thing. Deep fakes are good, but at the same time, there's some stuff Watts can't account for. Like, if this was posted on Reddit, the Reddit people would be like, there's no blood on her swords, right? Like, the Reddit people would figure it out, is what I'm saying. Like, the internet detectives.
Reddit people also think that Hillary Clinton ran a pedophile ring under a pizza party.
Isn't that more 4chan, though?
In D.C. Well, Reddit, my thing is that
you
people
understand what
like,
I'm saying? I'm saying that people online are detectives.
People
they would
online,
fucking
one,
find
are
it.
detective, but people online, 2, are also really stupid, and oftentimes it takes a very long time for them to realize that.
Because look
I saw
at her.
Someone
she looks
online,
at Penny, and she's sort of shocked, but she narrows her eyes.
I saw someone online being like, oh, this would never happen, people wouldn't believe that. I'm like, people believe the dumbest fake news shit in the world. And the fact that they're doing both a rigged election and fake news makes me think they looked at a particular event that happened recently and was like, huh, we can make a RWBY volume out of that, which I find very interesting.
But yeah, so RWBY says that it was Tyrion, and Tyrion's fucking gone by now.
But they're also like, it's Tyrion, but Tyrion's not here. And now they're fighting. And also, like, people have seen Penny act violently at the...
Well,
festival, kinda. Or
Well,
I
she was
guess-
fighting Pyrrha. Pyrrha's the one who acted
Pyrrha.
violently, you know.
But also the idea that people are like, Atlas is making a warrior to kill people. And that she's the symbol of Atlas and people, like the way
hometown
that
hero.
Robin
Well, that was the whole thing
rolls her
about
eyes.
Euphemia, is it's sort of like, these are the people that Penny's supposed to protect, and now she's blamed for their murders.
Yeah.
So that's why I deserve the point. But anyway,
I think that you...
look at this!
She just knocks Ruby to fuck. She's like,
What?
no, my goat wife.
Like, what the fuck?
I also just does not...
Who did that?
It was one of the Happy Hunters,
But
the
they're
one with the face
frozen.
tattoos. I think they were slowing down, but then they were speeding up
Yeah,
because
maybe.
he was distracted.
Because
And he's just like, we gotta fucking
who
go.
the fuck did that?
But he seems genuine here, which makes me think
Oh,
it's not...
she's
yeah.
unfroze.
Okay.
I guess, yeah, they unfroze. You're
Which
right.
makes me think it's not him. Also, I hope Lamb Girl is okay. I hope Fiona's
Yeah, but
okay.
Watts could hear
I love
Marrow,
Fiona
so I'm like,
so
they've
much.
definitely hacked something.
I just
You know
don't...
what I mean?
Maybe they'll help them. I just don't want Fiona to die.
What if they are, like, I feel like they definitely hacked the drones because that's how Watts would get the footage to make it look like Penny did it in the first place. But, I just
man.
sort of wonder, I think you're right. I think that Marrow does seem genuine here, and he's probably not the traitor if there is a traitor. But I don't know.
man.
But maybe it's Clover, because Clover was like, hey, sir, they should get the night off, sir.
I don't know. Knowing that it would show
You know what
up,
I mean?
don't know.
Knowing that I don't know. Something is not...
But it's interesting.
So this is Robin's villain origin story,
But they
right?
also knew Penny was gonna be in the room with Robin. Like
Yeah.
Penny could have been anywhere, but they knew it was gonna be
Right,
with
so
Robin.
somebody had to have known,
yeah.
right? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless
he also had like footage of Marrow
I don't
ready
think
at a
so.
moment notice.
That would be
but-
weird.
And that
They
Marrow
can
just
blame
starts
Afanis.
killing
I don't know,
people.
but yeah, I think that
I don't know.
I think that they had to have known. So Watts had to have hacked their communication to some degree. Again, we
Yeah.
won't get the point yet, but I did say
Well, I
that
mean,
he's
he
listening.
hacks-
He's listening to them.
He hacked himself into he's with the Schnee Dust Company,
Yeah.
so who knows what they can do.
Yeah.
He's already hacked himself into Atlas, so
But look at Robin's
Yeah.
face here. Like, this
She's
is the
like-
start of her villain origin story.
I don't think she's gonna villain.
I don't want to
think
say villain. I just mean
I
like
think
she's
she's just-
fucking pissed.
she's
They will
pissed
pay.
and confused.
You know what I mean? Like, they are gonna pay for this sort of thing. Like, you know.
And it's gonna work as
She
a
didn't
revolution.
advocate for riots.
Violence, but,
you
like,
know?
now
she's gonna be like, yeah, now it's time to get a little
Now
violent,
she thinks,
sis.
because like an
But
election.
now she thinks, like, here's how I see it. I think that, like, you know, they're gonna go outside and be like, like, Alice is killing our people, like, they've intentionally hurt our citizens, like, the military, right? So she's gonna sort of, you know, pull a speech and then the mob song, and they're all gonna go up to Alice and riot. That was my theory from before, do you remember? And I thought that
Yes.
would have happened because there was already a riot. But I'm saying that now, Robin is going to literally start the French,
Yeah.
like Les Mis type revolution against
She's
the
gonna
Alice
like
people.
Jean Valjean it
Yeah,
and start cutting.
exactly.
Also, can you imagine if Jacques got guillotined? I would
Oh my
love
God.
the shit
And
out
so,
of that.
again, other things that we've talked about that aren't on the board. I thought that would happen with this riot, but the riot already passed, and so
Mm-hmm. Yes.
it's probably the next one. And so,
The fact that he's just like, fine work.
yeah, like,
You
yeah,
just
this
edit
is great.
it so penny cam, yeah. Oh my goodness.
And so,
I think I'm done here for tonight. And then he uploads it, so now it's
to
just
the
on the
internet,
internet for
I guess.
people.
It's a... What the fuck was that? Hello?
He just threw up his own
His phone, I
scroll.
guess, his scroll.
I like how scrolls kind of look like the Also, this guy shows up again, which makes me think he's
Hunter's
gonna
like,
do
this
something.
guy's gonna do
He's
something.
gonna kill someone. He's
Maybe
gonna.
this is like,
I think
do
this.
you hear
Can
the
we put that
people
on the
sing
board?
that this guy's gonna kill someone?
He's gonna kill someone. He's gonna
Sure.
do something. He's
We'll
gonna like
update our
JFK
board after
someone.
this episode.
Yes.
And so I feel like that they are gonna start some type of revolution, and then there's the Grimm, and so I feel like that's
I like
all
look at how
connected.
stressed out
Mara's is
looks.
like, fuck.
Either he's a good actor or he's not it. Like he's not the.
Yeah.
Also, look at how terrified
I know,
Penny
and Penny's
is.
just like, I didn't do
She
anything.
doesn't. Like she
Or
doesn't
did
want to
I?
be a
What
monster.
if she doesn't even know? Like, she saw Tyrion, but what if she
Yeah.
doesn't even know if she did it? Because she's a robot. She could be hacked. You know
People
what
are
I'm saying?
just gaslighting her about it. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And
I
she
believe
believes.
people would buy into this.
And so
I think people would fall, especially in the immediate aftermath where like emotions are high and shit's crazy and like Grimm are attacking and they can't control the message.
Yeah.
I think that.
Yeah. And meanwhile, this is a perfect shot.
Yeah,
Jock is
just-
doing his speech, and the Grimm
Like,
are
I'm
just
going to
coming
save
in.
everyone, and then like the monsters are attacking, and oh my god.
Yeah, and so you can see that they... I
it's
like how they use a picture of Jacques that was probably on the wiki or something.
Yeah.
Well, they use a picture of Robin that's like actually been like drawn and stuff.
I'm just...
and so I thought that was funny. And then we have some concept
Fiona,
art for
who's
Fiona.
I just love her so much.
Only has one set of ears, sheep ears.
Oh yeah, so she doesn't have human ears and cat ears like Blake does. She only has the sheep ears. That's
yeah, because they're on the side, right?
Yeah,
Blake's
that's
are
really
on the top.
interesting.
And so I thought that was cool. I like how
I
5'11", 6'3", 5'4". Fiona's
I'm the
taller
same
than me,
height.
and that's sort of upsetting.
I'm the you're not. Fiona's. Wow.
I'm shorter than Ruby too. If Ruby's 5'4".
I'm about the same height. The girl with the face tattoos is a little bit taller than I am, which is hot. Also, this scene is amazing, where it's just them
this
and
is art.
I love that. I want to frame that on my wall.
But I like how Ren and Nora just aren't here.
Yeah, they're like, who needs Ren and Nora?
What a good episode.
This is legitimate.
Was a really good
when
episode.
It comes to like episodes that I love, like I feel like this is rivaling the Jin episode.
I agree.
Like this has just been.
I just feel like again we said it, but it was just so tight.
It's such an amazing setup, and it's such like an excellent start. I feel like that last episode was the start of Act 2.
There's so much stuff about the writing and the direction that was just so good.
Yeah.
And I'm just like.
I feel like we're just running into.
And so we mentioned this in our reaction, but apparently this episode is like directed all by women.
And the best episode before this, you were like, man, it would suck if like the episode written only by women sucked. This has been their best episode.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So obviously, like Percy and Eddie and Miles are all credited, but I think that it was directed by Paula,
the
written by
direction was
Kersey.
so good.
Like
I
that
love
was sort of
those
the
scenes.
idea. That makes sense.
It's so good.
And so
I love how they give you more Fiona. Like you love Fiona. Here's some Fiona, kids.
And so it's just like
sprinkle some Fiona on your dinner.
There's just so much about this episode that was so good.
Oh my god.
Like it was just so good. Again, like just the beginning
birthday,
and how
Cal.
it's like like sort of, like wow, you guys are growing stronger and that sort of empowerment and we're going dancing and we're going to the movies and that sort of false sense of like the dancing song that they had like Casey and Jeff sing. Imagine when that full song comes out, imagine if it starts out all happy, but
and then it goes
slowly,
like sad.
Imagine like oh my god. And the next episode we have Blake and Yang coming out of the coffee shop and Robin is
fucking
in
fighting
the streets,
them apparently, and
right?
it's just going to be a lot
police
of
cars and stuff like that. So
man.
that's crazy. I'm guessing that's next episode anyway.
I'm
Okay.
losing. I feel like
I just want to check something.
I feel like all the stuff we've been concerned about have been usurped by how batshit crazy this
So
is.
we have next week's episode and possibly the 21st.
But 21st is close to Christmas.
I know,
and
but
then
I think they'll do the
Christmas
break
off.
for the 28th because that's
Okay.
Christmas and New Year's.
Okay.
So we only have 2 more episodes, possibly just 1 more episode before the break. So
Man.
fuck us, man. Cinder and Neo aren't coming
Man.
this volume.
Man.
No, they're not. Like they're just not.
I feel like
They're not.
I feel like the
They're not.
post-credit scene is gonna be
Probably.
them show up.
Or they're maybe
like we
like
can put
even
that on
like
the board.
no, if it's happening, I told you already. It's happening before Christmas. If it's happening this season,
Yeah.
and then Cinder's gonna be like, well.
Also, like there's
what
the
do
grim.
we have here?
I feel like there's so many things. Also,
Well,
what if
remember, 2 volumes in Atlas.
Also, like,
right?
what's Maria doing right now?
What is Maria doing? We don't know. But yeah,
Oh, fiddlesticks!
remember I said a couple weeks ago, like if Cinder and Neo are coming, they're gonna make that the Christmas break.
Yeah.
Plot
Yeah, you did
hanger.
say that.
Cliffhanger? Right? And so it's like, I can just imagine like Cinder and Neo are walking down the street and Cinder goes, well, what do we have here? Like in that Cinder voice that she has and like very, very hot. Very hot.
It's very hot.
Very attractive. Anyway, I think that we're good for now. Hope that you guys enjoyed. Again, what do you guys think of us doing some stuff live and stuff like that? I'm like losing my voice. We have to calm down. We have to take a rest. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.
Thank you to all the patrons over on Patreon who support our channel. Their names will be showcased now.